Hello, my dear students. Welcome you all to a new class of Sunanda's tutorial. Today we will discuss about plant anatomy, meristematic and permanent tissues. So it is present in your uh, TGT, SSB TGT syllabus, botany syllabus in Unit 2, that is tissue system. And the first topic is meristematic and permanent tissues. So it is very important for your upcoming TGT exam. So let's start. First of all, what is tissue? Tissue is an aggregate of cells. It is a group of cells that perform a specific function togetherly. The cells may be similar or dissimilar. The term was first coined by Nemia Grew. The term tissue was first coined by Nemia Grew. Remember this? Then it is of two types. These tissues are of two types. One is meristematic tissue and one is permanent tissue. What is meristematic tissue? Meristematic tissue means these are the cells or group of cells that have ability to divide and redivide. So they are a group of cells. Meristematic tissues are some group of cells which have the capability to divide and redivide. The meristem is a type of tissue which is found in plant. It is consist of undifferentiated cells which is known as meristematic cells capable of cell division. The term meristem was first coined by Nageli in 1858. In 1858 he termed as meristem. The term meristematic tissue is usually found in the apices of root system and shoot system. That is, meristematic tissue is present on the root apical meristem, that is terminal part of root and terminal part of shoot, because that is the part where the plant grow. So the meristematic tissues are only present in shoot apical meristem or SAM and root apical meristem RAM. So remember these points. Meristematic tissues have the ability to divide and redivide. These are undifferentiated cells and capable of cell division. The term meristem was first coined by Nageli in 1858. Meristematic tissue usually found in SAM and RAM, that means shoot apical meristem and root apical meristem. The cells of meristematic tissue show following characteristic. So what are the characteristic features of meristematic cell? First one is the cells of meristematic tissue are immature. They are not mature. Similar in structure and have thin cellulosic cell wall. They have cell wall which is made up of cellulose and it is very thin. Secondly, the meristematic cells may be spherical, may be oval or polygonal in shape. That means it varies in shape. The cells are compactly arranged. Compactly means they do not have any intercellular space between them. The cells of meristematic tissue are compactly arranged like this. That means they do not have any intercellular space between them. Next, each meristematic cell contains dense and abundant cytoplasm and single large nucleus. They have very dense and abundant cytoplasm and a single large nucleus. Then they show mitotic cell division. When the meristematic cells grow, they grow by mitosis. They divide by mitosis. Mitosis, that means equational division. Equational division means one diploid cell will give rise to two diploid cell. And both the cells have the same chromosome number as that of mother cell. That means mother cell and daughter cell have same chromosome numbers. Then the cell is devoid of any reserve food material. They lack any reserve food material and endoplasmic reticulum and plastids also absent in meristematic tissue. Next, classification of meristematic tissue. How many types of meristematic tissues are present in plant body? According to the development and origin, it is classified into three categories. One is pro-meristem, second one is primary meristem, third one is secondary meristem. Pro-meristem, it represents primary stage of meristematic cell. Plant embryonic axis, that means plant in embryonic stage, this type of meristem is present in them. It gives rise to primary meristem. Pro-meristem gives rise to primary meristem, and from primary meristem secondary meristem grow. And what is primary meristem? The meristem which forms from the pro-meristem is known as primary meristem. It is always in active state of division and gives rise to primary permanent tissues. It is found in root and shoot apical meristem, leaf apex and intercalary parts. Promeristem present in embryonic stage. Then from promeristem primary meristem form. From primary meristem, primary growth of plant occur. Then comes the secondary meristem. It originates from primary tissue, primary permanent tissue. It gives rise to secondary permanent tissue during secondary growth. The primary growth of the plant. And what is primary growth? The plant increase in length by the help of the primary growth. That means by primary growth of the plant, it increases by the length. But what is secondary growth? It always causes the increase in the girth or diameter of the plant. So it is known as the secondary growth. For example, cambium is a secondary meristem, cork cambium is a secondary meristem, interfascicular cambium is a secondary meristem. Cambium is that uh, meristem from where the secondary growth arises. Then based on the position, it can be apical meristem or intercalary meristem or lateral meristem. Apical meristem only found in root apical meristem and shoot apical meristem. It is the shoot apical meristem, and the terminal part of the root is known as root apical meristem. So it is apical meristem. Then intercalary meristem. Intercalary meristem, see, it is the stem and many nodes and internodes are present. These are the nodes of the stem from where leaf arises. Between two nodes, a space which is known as internode. At the base of this internode, intercalary meristems are present. So it helps in the elongation of the plant body. Then lateral meristem, it is present lateral side in the lateral side of the plant body and divides periclinally. That means it is the plant, and this lateral meristem present in here laterally. So it helps in the lateral growth of the plant body. Suppose these are the cells present laterally. It will divide periclinally, that means horizontally. Suppose it is a cell, it will divide horizontally like this. Periclinally or horizontally. Horizontally or periclinally means horizontal division or transverse division, and longitudinal division means suppose it is a cell, it will divide like this longitudinally, and suppose it is a cell, it will divide periclinally, that means it will divide like this horizontally. So it is the difference between your lateral and horizontal or anticlinal or periclinal division. Next, based on the plane of division, how it divide, the meristem is divided into three categories. One is mass meristem. It divides in all plane and form mass of cell, as for example in endosperm. Then rib meristem or file meristem, it divides in a single plane and form row of cell, for example cortex pith. Plate meristem, it divides in two planes and form plate of cells, as in epidermis and epiblemma. Epidermis, it is the outer layer of stem, and what is epiblemma, it is the outer layer of the root. Then based on the function, meristem can be protodome, ground meristem or procambium. What is protodome? It develops into epidermal tissue system. The total epidermal tissue system of the plant is developed from this protoderm. Then ground meristem, it develops into cortex and pith. Then what is procambium? It makes primary vascular bundle. Then function of meristematic tissue. What is the function of meristematic tissue? The cells of meristematic tissue divide actively to form specialized structures such as bud of leaves, flower, tip of root and shoot, etc. Then the cell helps to increase in length, that means primary growth, and girth of the plant, that is secondary growth. Meristematic tissue heal the wound of the injured plant. Next, what is permanent tissue? So it is all about meristematic tissue. Now we will discuss about the permanent tissue. What is permanent tissue? Permanent tissue refers to the plant tissue that have lost their power of cell division. That means they are fully grown. Then meristematic tissue differentiate again and again and again. They divide, redivide. They differentiate. They divide to form or create permanent tissue in the plant body. Permanent tissues are made by a group of meristematic nuclei that are responsible for shape of the tissue. Permanent tissue has low metabolic rate and most permanent tissue are dead because they have lost the capability of division. Then the whole plant tissue is divided into two categories. One is meristematic tissue, one is permanent tissue. Permanent tissue again categorized into two types. One is simple permanent tissue, the second one is complex permanent tissue. Simple permanent tissue, one is parenchyma, second one collenchyma, third one sclerenchyma. Complex permanent tissue is divided into two categories. One is xylem and the second one is phloem. The simple tissue, the first category of simple tissue or simple permanent tissue is parenchyma. What is parenchyma? Para means soft and enchyma means tissue. So these are composed of isodiametric living cells which may be oval or rounded. Cells have intercellular spaces. That means these are cells. These are more or less spherical in shape and have some space in between them. These are the space. So they have space in between them. Cell wall is thin and made up of hemicellulose and cellulose. Vacuole present and nucleus is small. Cells have dense and living protoplasm. Cell may show meristematic activity also. That means it can divide and redivide. So they are also called potential meristematic tissue. It is found in cortex, pith and mesophyll tissue, endosperm and also associated with xylem and phloem. According to specific function, parenchyma is classified into four groups. These are very important for your from your examination point of view, because generally it comes in your entrance examinations. So what is parenchyma? Parenchyma having large air space is known as parenchyma. Generally it is present or it is found in hydrophytes. Then next is chlorenchyma. Parenchyma with large amount of chloroplast are called chlorenchyma. It is found in mesophyll cells of leaf because it helps in photosynthesis. Then prosenchyma, parenchyma cell becoming long and tapers at both the ends without intercellular space is known as prosenchyma. That means they are becoming long and tapers both the ends without intercellular space. So these are long cells and without intercellular space known as prosenchyma. It provides mechanical support to the plant. Then idioblast, parenchyma that store unwanted or ergastric substances of the plant body is known as idioblast. Next, collenchyma. Collenchyma term was coined by Sladen. It is living and living mechanical dicot tissue. Cells are longer than parenchyma cells. Cell wall is thick and made up of cellulose and pectin. Cell carries less amount of chloroplast. Due to presence of pectin, it is the tissue with highest refractive index. So they have pectin. Intercellular spaces are totally absent because at the corner of the cell, secondary cell wall substance develop due to which cell wall becomes rigid and thick at corner. It is found in hypodermis of dicot stem. Remember this point very clearly. And upper and lower portion of vascular bundle of dicot leaf. So it is found in hypodermis. What is hypodermis? The outermost part of the stem is known as epidermis. Under it, the hypodermis layer is present and it is made up of collenchyma in case of dicot leaf. Then it is also present in upper and lower portion of vascular bundle of dicot leaf. Then on the basis of distribution of wall thickening, collenchyma can be classified into angular collenchyma. It is most common type of collenchyma where thickening occur only at a corner and side walls remains thin. It is present in vitis and ficus. Then lamellar or plate collenchyma, when the thickenings are present plate-like and occur in tangential wall. Suppose it is the cell, the thickening is present throughout the walls. But in the first one, the thickening is present only at the corner. Suppose it is a corner, the thickening only found in the corner. But here in case of lamellar or plate collenchyma, the thickening found everywhere systematically. Then lacunar or tubular collenchyma, thickenings are distributed all around the intercellular spaces. That means suppose these are the cells of collenchyma and intercellular spaces are present and the thickening present here between the intercellular spaces. Okay. So these are three types of collenchyma classified according to the distribution of their wall thickening material. Next, sclerenchyma. Scleros means hard and enchyma means tissue. Sclerenchyma word was first coined by Metinius. Then these are hard, rigid and dead tissue. Then the cell wall is very thick due to deposition of lignin. These are of various shapes and size. They provide mechanical support as well as rigidity to the plant body. Classification, it is of two types. One is fiber, one is sclerates. Fibers, these are much elongated with tapering and pointed ends like this. At maturity, it loses its protoplasm and becomes dead. Presence of wider lumen in the middle wall is made up of lignin. Fibers are present in pericycle in many dicot and secondary xylem and phloem tissue. Fiber is longest cell in Boehmeria fiber in the plant. According to position, fibers are of two types. One is xylem fiber associated with xylem. Extraxillary fiber present in any other part of the plant except xylem. For example, phloem fiber, cortical fiber, perivascular fiber. That means other than xylem. Function, the main function of fibers or sclerenchyma fibers are to provide mechanical support. Some commercially important fibers are hemp. Hemp, that is cannabis sativa, jute, Corchorus capsularis, flex, linum, Usilatissimum, rami, Boehmeria, nivea, etc. Then sclerate. Sclerates is the another type of sclerenchyma. The term was coined by Scherech. Then they have extremely thick wall of lignin with narrow lumen. These are generally found in hard part of the plant and gives the rigidity to the plant. According to shape and size, they are classified into 5 groups. One is macrosclerate or rod cell, brachysclerate or stone cell, trichosclerate or trichoblast, asterosclerate, that is stellate, austerosclerate, that is prop cell. What is macrosclerate? It is large rod shaped and found in hard seed coat of the family Fabaceae. So the Fabaceae or Leguminosae. In case of Fabaceae and Leguminosae plants, these rod cell or macrosclerates are present in their hard seed coat. Then brachysclerate stone cells are found in cortex, pith and phloem. Trichosclerate generally found in epidermis. Astrosclerate, that is stellate shaped or star shaped, it is found in intercellular spaces of leaf and stems of hydrophytes. Austerosclerate that is prop cell, it is bone shaped and found in hypodermal layer of many seed and fruit. Then complex tissue. So it is all about your simple permanent tissue. Now complex permanent tissue, one is xylem and the second one is phloem. Xylem have four components. One is trachea, second one is vessels, third one is xylem parenchyma, and the fourth one is xylem fiber. Xylem parenchyma is the only living member or living component of the xylem. All other components of xylem are dead. So what is trachea? It develops softwood and non-porous wood. It develops into wood, that is softwood or non-porous wood. What is vessel? It develops or forms hardwood or porous wood. Xylem parenchyma is meant for storage and xylem fiber gives or provides mechanical support to the plant cell. Then phloem or bast, which mainly helps in the translocation of solute. It is also divided into four categories. One is shape tube, which is elongated, mature, and anucleated. That means they lack nucleus. Companion cell is always present with association with sheep tubes. Then phloem parenchyma is meant for storage. Phloem fiber are dead and provides mechanical support to the plant. Complex tissue is divided into two categories. In first one is xylem, which helps in the which helps in the transfer or translocation of sap or mineral and water. But the phloem helps in translocation of solute, that is food. The xylem is divided into four components. That means they have four components: trachea, vessel, xylem parenchyma, and xylem fiber. Phloem also have four components. One is sheep tube, one is companion cell, phloem parenchyma, phloem fiber. Xylem term was first introduced by Nageli. It is help in the conduction of water and mineral in the plant. It consists of both parenchymatous as well as sclerenchymatous cells, and we have already discussed that they have four components: trachea, vessel, xylem, fiber, xylem parenchyma and xylem fiber. Tracheates, what is tracheates? They are fundamental cell of xylem, elongated with a tube-like structure having tapering ends like this. Tapering ends. A major portion of tracheate cell wall is perforated with pits. That means their cell wall have pits, hole. There are different patterns of secondary thickening in tracheates, like annular thickening, sometimes spiral thickenings are present, sometimes scalariform or ladder-like thickenings are present in their walls, sometimes pitted thickening and reticulate thickenings are present. So it is all about tracheates. Then vessel, it is also called trachea. They are second category of xylem element, which is composed of soft tube-like cells. Component of vessels are vessel segment and vessel element. So it is tube-like structure. Then xylem fiber, they are dead cell with lignified wall. That means their cell wall have lignin and with a central lumen. Xylem fiber helps in transportation of water and provide mechanical support. Xylem parenchyma is the only living component of the xylem. It stores starch and fat. They help in transportation of water for short distance We can see all components of xylem in diagrams. So this is the diagram of all the components of xylem: tracheids, vessels, xylem fiber and xylem parenchyma. Next, phloem. The term phloem was also coined by Nageli. It is also a permanent living complex tissue, helps in translocation of organic food in the form of sucrose from leaves to various parts of the plant. It is also called bast or leptome. Then on the basis of origin, they can be classified as primary phloem or secondary phloem. Secondary phloem formed during the secondary growth of the plant. Then phloem is made up of four components: seed tubes, companion cell, phloem parenchyma and phloem fiber. Out of four components, only phloem fiber is dead, rest are living. Then seed tube, these are elongated cylindrical tube-like living cells present in thin cellulosic wall and are placed end to end. They are non-nucleated, that means they lack nucleus at maturity. When they mature, they lack nucleus. But protoplasm possesses large vacuole. In gymnosperm, seed cells are present in place of seed tubes. Between two seed tubes, there are present a perforated seed plate. So perforated seed plates, that means many pores are present. Then during winter season, polysaccharide substance callose get deposited on seed plate. The callose pads inhibit conduction of food. On return of spring, callose pads get dissolved with the help of enzyme callase and conduction of foods restart and growth of the plant starts. Next, companion cell. They are elongated, narrow, thin-walled cells associated with seed tubes. The seed tube and companion cell are connected through pits in place of companion cell. Then in gymnosperm, albuminous cells are present. So in the albuminous cell of gymnosperms represent the companion cell. They play the role of companion cell in gymnosperms. Companion cells help in transportation of food along with seed tubes. They are always present in association with the seed tubes. Then phloem parenchyma. What is phloem parenchyma? Phloem parenchyma is elongated, pointed, living, thin-walled parenchymatous cell intermixed with seed tube element. It is absent in monocot, only present in dicot and also in ranunculus, which is a dicot plant. It also lacks phloem parenchyma. Then it helps in conduction and stores food. It also contains oil, starch, mucilase and latex. Then phloem fiber. These are also dead elongated sclerenchymatous cell having lignified wall with pits. These are found both in primary and secondary phloem. They provide mechanical support to the plant. What is the function of phloem? Translocation of solute. Then it also forms secondary bast fiber, jute fiber, which is economically very important. So they have economic value. So it is all about your simple meristematic cell and permanent cells. Permanent cell again classified into simple and complex tissues. Simple permanent tissues are parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma, and complex permanent tissues are xylem and phloem. Xylem helps in the conduction of water. Phloem helps in the translocation of solute in the plant. Xylem and phloem again divided into four components. Xylem have four components like tracheids, vessels, xylem parenchyma, xylem fibers. Phloem again divided into four components, which is the uh, phloem parenchyma, phloem fibers, companion cells and seed tubes. So it is all about your meristematic and permanent tissues. In my next class, I will discuss about other things like your cross section of dicot stem, monocot stem, then your tissue system like this. So stay tuned and enjoy my videos. Thank you.